Hello and welcome to the original high school sports show, State Champs. This is the longest running high school sports show in Michigan history. 19 years and over 750 episodes. This is the flagship show of the State Champs Sports Network. My name is Lauren Plant, and all of State Champs programming is presented by Lawrence Technological University. Hey, if you're a high school athlete with the dream of playing college sports, Lawrence Tech wants you to recruit yourself. With over 24 varsity sports for men and women, along with several dozen world-class undergraduate programs, athletic and academic scholarships are available in all sports, including its newest additions, competitive cheer and dance, esports, women's hockey, and men's and women's track and field. Visit LTUathletics.com and recruit yourself. I'm here as your guide for all the great Michigan high school sports content you can check out on the State Champs Sports Network. We've got a weekly boys basketball show hosted by yours truly and Scoop IPS himself, TJ Kelly. It's called State Champs Hang Time Michigan. Here's some of the latest highlights. We start with a pair of teams that are in TJ Kelly's State Champs Top 25 rankings. Number 24, Bloomfield Hills going up against number 13, Detroit Renaissance. The Blackhawks getting a game-high 24 from the junior Noah Adamczyk. But the Phoenix Rising, one of the top freshman ballers in the state, Jaden Savory at a team-high 17. Renaissance prevails 63-58. At the Round Ball Classic last week, the host school Ferndale has jumped to 6th in the state rankings. Eagles taking on Port Huron Northern. The Mr. Basketball Kennedy and Loyola Chicago-bound Trey Lewis had a game-high 21. He has been on fire. Two other Eagles finished in double figures as Ferndale rolled to a 90-44 victory. Number 3, Warren De La Salle taking on number 22, Detroit Pershing on Thursday. Pilots playing some of the best ball in the state, convincing 77-49 victory. Game MVP went to Nino Smith, who had 18. The freshman Phoenix Glassmore also had an impressive 16 points. De La Salle now preparing for the tough Catholic League schedule coming up. Detroit King, 8th in the state overall, led by the Mr. Basketball candidate and still uncommitted Chansey Willis Jr. They met Saginaw in the Thursday nightcap. Willis had a game-high 36 points. This wasn't close. Crusaders went on to a 33-point win. One of the marquee matchups at the Round Ball, defending D2 state champ Grand Rapids Catholic Central meeting U of D Jesuit. The Cougars ranked 2nd in the state, Cubs at 7. GRCC with the Mr. Basketball hopeful of their own in Jack Karasinski. The William and Mary commit at 21. 3 other Cougars finished in double figures, and they beat UD Jesuit 80-66. Next, we head downriver for a non-conference matchup between Ecorse and Woodhaven. Raiders had the lead throughout this one, but Woodhaven made it close in the final minutes. Not enough, though, as Ecorse escapes 52-49. Raiders now 3-1 on the young season. And finally, big battle in the Oakland Activities Association. It was a red division matchup on Tuesday night this week as unranked Clarkston hosted number 15 North Farmington. Wolves went into the fourth leading 39-29, but the Raiders outscored Clarkston 16-4 in the final stanza. The junior Ryan Hurst with the game-high 29 points. Clarkston had a chance to tie it at 45, but the lay-in falls off the mark. North Farmington, in comeback fashion, wins 45-43. One important note regarding the DAC Foundation's Athlete of the Year Awards. You cannot be nominated if you do not apply. It's real easy. Go to dacathleteoftheyear.com, download the application. You can also see all the former nominees and champions. There are names you know, so check it out. For more than 25 years, the greatest honor a Michigan high school student athlete can earn, the Detroit Athletic Club Foundation's High School Athlete of the Year. You're one of the tops in your sport. Prioritize education and giving back. Like Cassius Winston, Megan Bobian, Rakia Jackson, and Aiden Hutchinson did. 6 male and 6 female nominees earn $1,000 of scholarship money with $5,000 each to be awarded at an amazing red carpet gala in downtown Detroit in June. Nominations accepted through March 4th, but know this, you cannot be nominated if you don't apply. Download the application today at dacathleteoftheyear.com. Now, one of the highlights of the winter is always our very popular hockey show, Hockey Time, featuring Jonathan Kidd and Sean Belesian. The best commentary, great highlights. Here's a recap of some of the latest hockey action on the network.
I'm Chuck Pellerito, and we begin with Livonia Churchill at home to take on the Northville Mustangs in a KLAA conference matchup. This game features two goalies up for the Warrior Hockey Wall Award, the top goalie in the state. Churchill's Ryan Price and Dylan Ellison from Northville. The Chargers would come away with a 4-2 victory to remain unbeaten on the season. And for Riverview, Gabriel Richard going up against Grosse Pointe Woods University Liggett. Richard, who is ranked second in our state champs hockey rankings, would get a pair of goals from the senior Sebastian Potter, and the Pioneers would beat Liggett for the second time this season with a 5-3 win.
Schools across Michigan are dedicating sporting events in February to Oxford Strong in support of the Oxford community. Spectators are being asked to wear Oxford Strong shirts during all of February, and specifically on Friday, February 4th. The 4th has been designated as the day for as many schools as possible to participate in a statewide showing of support for the Wildcats in their community. EA Graphics will be printing t-shirts and sweatshirts for schools to purchase and provide to their communities. Profits from the sales of Oxford Strong shirts will be donated directly back to the Oxford community. You can order your apparel by going to supportoxfordstrong.com. We would like to thank all the leagues, teams, and organizations that have helped Oxford teams with practice facilities, gear, and most of all, an attempt at a return to normalcy. Thank you to everyone who's stepped up and helped.
DMC's Game Changers are back, and we're mixing it up this year. You will not only get incredible features on how to make you a faster, stronger, healthier athlete, but we'll also have some quizzes this season designed to put you in the know when it comes to peak performance. Check this out.
Hi, I'm Laura Ramus with DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine with today's Game Changers Pop Quiz. True or false? Waiting till you're thirsty is the best sign to know if you should hydrate. The answer is false. Waiting till you're thirsty is often too late to hydrate yourself. You're already dehydrated. So the best way is to continually replace your fluids before, during, and after your competition or workout. There are two ways that you can determine if you're hydrated or not. First of all, weigh yourself in before your workout or competition and then weigh out. For every pound of weight that you lose, drink 3 cups of water. The second thing you can do is monitor the color of your urine. If it's dark in color, this is a sign of dehydration. If it's either clear or pale in color, this is a sign that the athlete is properly hydrated and continue to do what you're doing.
Do you have a sports injury, or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Then go where the pros go. DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. For immediate care, call 313-910-9328 or visit dmc.org/gamechangers. Time now to take a look inside Lawrence Technological University Athletics.
My name is Griffin Mertz. I'm the interim head men's and women's tennis coach. I first got involved right after college. I reached out to our former head coach, Coach Beamlander. I basically just emailed him, said I wanted to get into college tennis. And he graciously let me onto the team. Worked with him for a full year, parted ways with him after that because I got another separate job that I thought I would enjoy. But my heart was always with college tennis, so I reached out again back in July. Came back on as a volunteer assistant coach and worked alongside with him until he retired and took over his role. Being different from an assistant coach, which is mainly the on-court aspect, I've had to kind of teach myself to, now that I'm the head coach, to go over more of the broad aspects of it, such as grades, how they're participating in their social life, all that good stuff, as long and in follows with on-court activities. Going into the next season, if all goes well, I already have a couple recruits coming in. I currently have 1 on the men's side and I have 3 on the women's side. I've been in direct contact with them and their family every single week since I've taken the position over. And I'm looking for them to progress on their own up until the fall of 2022 when they'd come in and be incoming freshmen. And I'm always hoping that the next incoming class is always better than the graduating class. That way we could always improve on what we did the previous years. I'm lucky enough that they're all familiar with me in the sense that, it's not some new guy that they have to prove to themselves. They've already proved themselves to me since I've been here. It's a lot easier for them. It's a lot easier for me to work them off court. It's a little different with the women's side because I wasn't working with them daily as I was with the men. But the transition has been extremely smooth. All the players have been very respectful. So, you know, we not only pride ourselves in bringing in great athletes and great tennis players, but also extremely smart kids in general.
Take your future into your hands. Visit LTUathletics.com and recruit yourself. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare. Now, as part of our brand new State Champs Women's Initiative, we've created programming geared directly towards the female high school student athlete. This winter, we have the Ready, Set, Cheer podcast, which is everything competitive cheer and dance, and not just in Michigan, but news from around the Great Lakes. Terrific interviews, too. That show drops every Wednesday. On Thursdays, we have State Champs W's Hang Time Michigan premiering each week, a show dedicated to Michigan high school girls basketball. Hosted by Lexi Ayala and Elizabeth Kuhn, here's a recap of some of the latest highlights.
We highlighted a few games from the Motor City Roundball Classic, and we start with a pair of mid-Michigan schools going at it as Flint-Hamady took on Bridgeport. Hamady, who made it to the 2019 Division III state final, was led by Maya McNuckles, who had a game-high 19 points, and Kennedy Adams chipped in with 11. As the Hawks would go on to beat Bridgeport 36-30 the final. Next, we had West Bloomfield, who came into the Roundball Classic ranked number 2 in the State Champs Top 25 ranking as they went up against Brighton that was also ranked at 22. This went back and forth throughout the night. The junior Mary Koppel had a team-high 15 points for Brighton, and the Hope College-bound Jessica Andrew finished with 10 for the Bulldogs. But it would be too much West Bloomfield in this one. 3 Lakers finished in double figures. Maya Hooper and Sydney Hendricks each had 19 as West Bloomfield gets the win over Brighton's 66-60 the final. Moving along at the Roundball Classic, number 6 Heartland went up against the Orioles from Ludington. The Eagles proved they're one of the top teams in the state with a 51-26 victory over Ludington. Heartland senior Amanda Roach, who is going to play her collegiate ball at North Dakota next year, had a game-high 19 points. And finally, we had a top 15 matchup as number 5 Ypsilanti Arbor Prep took on number 12 Frankenmuth. The game was close at the half with Arbor Prep leading 24-21, but the Gators, who had only 7 players dressed in this one due to players out with illness, exploded in the second half, scoring 51 points. The Miss Basketball candidate and Texas A&M bound Maya Petticord had a game-high 20. Arbor Prep goes on to win 75-45.
One last Michigan podcast I want to promote is the State Champs Poolside Podcast. This is a weekly podcast that ran throughout the girls' season, and now it's time to talk boys swimming. Premiering Wednesdays, join myself and Bloomfield Hills head coach David Julkiewski and guests from around the state. And we are also ramping up our State Champs esports and robotics content. Robotics season is ramping up, and we already have great content for you to check out on the State Champs RoboZone social media channels. More news regarding a lot on both RoboZone and esports content to be announced very soon. All right, guys, that's our show. One last reminder of where you can check out all the State Champs Michigan content. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, our website. We have 2 of them, statechampsnetwork.com and our State Champs W website, which is statechampsw.com. If you are a Roku TV or an Amazon Fire Stick user, just download the free streaming app. Check out our programming on your big screen at home. As far as all of our sports podcasts, you can find them on Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Stitcher, just to name a few. Just search State Champ Sports wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Lauren Plant, and we'll see you next week. State Champs is presented by Lawrence Technological University. LTU offers over 24 varsity sports for men and women, along with several dozen world-class undergraduate programs. Athletic and academic scholarships are available in all sports. Visit LTUathletics.com and recruit yourself. Also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. The Michigan Army National Guard, a proud partner of the MHSAA. Detroit Medical Center Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. Do you have a sports injury, or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Go where the pros go. Visit dmc.org/gamechangers. And Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor.